And we are back on the 0 hour. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and a couple closing thoughts. It's been a fascinating show for me, whether it's talking about the ethics of interdependence of Martin Luther King, or the fact that this is our planet and there is no planet B, with science fiction writer Kim Stanley Robinson. In another piece of news this week, New Scientist reported that our history as human beings of massacring one another goes back much further than we realized. In fact, they write that we've discovered the remains of a massacre in Naturuk, Kenya, 10,000 years ago. 10 people were massacred in this site. It was a violent killing, but believe me, we're not going to end on, for all of this, on a down note despite this. It dated to around 10,000 years ago. So far, it's the only such prehistoric massacre of hunter-gatherer people known. But, said one of the scientists, it was an intentional conflict between two groups, and it involved a large number of people, so it qualifies in my mind as small-scale warfare. They don't know why this warfare took place. It might have been for resources like territory or fish, but the fact is we now know that our human capacity for warfare and massacre goes back at least 10,000 years. Now, that you could take that as depressing. I take it as a call to conscience. I take it as a call to renew the efforts of Dr. Martin Luther King and others to put an end to militarism, because the fact is that while we now know that warfare has been part of the human experience for 10,000 years, that may be one of our oldest cultural expressions, but I'll give you a couple that are older. The bonding of two adults in a union that could be called a union of love is known to be older than warfare. The family unit is known to, again, a gathering of love, is known to be older than warfare. Tribal affiliation, which is to say groups of people coming together to care for one another, to live with one another, to share with one another, to defend one another, has proven to be older than warfare. So the message, I think, of all of this comes down to the better impulses in our nature and the darker impulses in our nature. Both have existed for millennia. The question for us at this moment in history is, which one will we choose? Will we choose the seeking of bonds, the seeking of kinship, the seekings of love, the seekings of society, or will we choose the violent impulse to kill and commit warfare? I think the decision is ours to make at this pivotal moment in history, and I leave you with this thought. I'm Richard RJ Eskow, and this is the 0 Hour.